A little bit of insight for knowledge.
We're
Alone is going to kind of put her on the defense.
But that would literally skyrocket her to the right area if she put herself in a very minor vulnerable situation to say, you know what, tell me, I really don't know, and maybe you could bring me some insight that I wasn't aware of. And she could have they could have easily told her, being like, you need this, being feminine, being like, know how to cook, know how to clean, take care of yourself, and all those things. She could have ran with that and then be like, all right, now I have my list of what I provide to a man.
Mm-hmm.
She would have been set. She would have been good.
But again, that list requires accountability, right?
Yeah, I know.
Knowing
She's
is not
gonna-
enough.
yeah.
You actually have to do the work
Of course.
now.
Yeah.
And if she's looking at that checklist and thinking that she's perfect in her mind, and that checklist is saying otherwise, then
True, she's not going to
ultimately-
put the action forward because, yeah.
What incentive do men have to marry women if we're getting all the same benefits in a regular relationship? Well, this is why you see some women dating men for like 10 years. Yo, he never put a ring on me. You never gave him a reason to do that. You gave him all the benefits, the kids, the loyalty, the sex. So I'm not going to willingly go sign a contract with the government, like, if I don't have to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
That is some great insight, and the response was even more insightful. So let's get that real quick.
so what do you feel like should change?
I think honestly it boils down to kids mostly. I feel like we're in a society now where people just have kids, but me, I feel like kids are a family thing. I mean, there's some people that don't want to do it that way, and but I feel like once people started having kids outside of marriage, then it kind of made people think, like, why even get married? So for me personally, I think I think most of the responsibilities of a man, it kind of stays the same, but I really feel like the kids play a part. Like growing, that's the purpose of marriage, I feel like, in a sense, to build a family. If you already built the family, then of course he doesn't feel like he needs to marry you.
I think that alone.
Yeah, that is some really good insight, and I was actually surprised to hear that on that particular panel, because I really didn't see these women as having much insight. Uh, these brothers interview women regularly and try to get where they're coming from. Shout out to BMS and Naya, his woman. Uh, they do these videos and break down these videos and just basically give reaction and some insight into them. And I've been watching him for a while. He put this one out, I believe, yesterday, and I was just checking it out. And like I said, I did not expect to see this manner of insight on this video with these women, with this panel. Like I said, those three brothers, they do this all the time, and they very rarely get something as insightful as what that woman said. That was really good. Let's see what Naya is saying here.
There's a lot about how to move forward, especially young women like them, to really understand, being like, okay, like, if I have kids before marriage, he's most likely not going to marry me, but I want marriage. Maybe that's something for you to reconsider, being like, all right, what is my goal, and kind of understand that first.
I'm a big component on marriage. Like, I feel like we are lacking that in the black community, and we're seeing the repercussions of single parent households, like, or fatherless households. We're seeing the ramifications. Like, more men are more men are being criminals, going to be criminals, going to jail. Usually they have a single mother, no father in the household. We're having all this division amongst each other in the black community. There's really no communities. When we talk about when black women say, "Oh, we don't feel protected," and that's true, and that's not something to take lightly. But usually, the people that protect women immediately is their family and husbands. Like, those are the people that protect them immediately. Like, if something happened to you, you should be able to call your cousin, uncle, brother, father to immediately come handle that situation. Yeah, I gotta stop. People have to stop looking at strangers on the street and expecting them to come and be Superman. Go get your.
That was some great insight as well. All praises to the Most High. See, you can learn from anybody because it's natural information, this natural, even wisdom that come with some people. Now you can learn from almost anybody, because if you're an insightful person, you can eat the meat and spit out the bone. That it's a lot of stuff these fellas say I don't give a half a thought to, but listen to him speak at this point here. I mean, he sees it. He's living it. He's probably a product of it, as most of us are. Most of us are a product of this situation. It's called the curses. And that insight, I want to see that insight come into the mainstream to really understand who we are as a people. Let's continue. I was going to stop it, but let's continue here. I want to see what else they're going to say.
You go get your people that's going to your family. Those are your husband. So when we take away those aspects of family and husband, then obviously you see the lack of protection and with black women, like, you know what I mean? So I think that's a great a reason to get married.
People in my
So great insight. And I was just speaking the other day on making on men being husbands and women being wives, and how making those families make up communities, and how those communities make up the nation. So you repair the family, you repair the community, you repair the nation. But you have to start with the family. You have to start with the man who takes the woman and makes her his wife. They become a family and have children. The children become, the family then becomes the community. The families comprise the community, and the communities comprise the nation. So, very good insight. All praises to the Most High. I really didn't expect to get this much out of this video, but all praises. I do watch BMS and Naya regular. He normally has her on. I imagine there'll be a spouse soon. A little bit of pressure for BMS. Naya is one of those women. She was about to say here, I cut it off. I'm not going to go any further. She was about to say her grandparents were married for 70 plus years. So they must have been married in high school or before high school, because they've been married for 70 plus years. They're probably in their 90s, 80s or 90s to be married for that long. And so that's where she comes from. That's her stock. And so she's a great component for marriage. And not only a component for marriage, because all women want marriage, but all women don't want to be wives. And Naya has said on many occasions how she is very happy to be able to help and serve her man, how she does with BMS there. And BMS is a student of what a man should be. And he studied that, and he's learned that he has those attributes, and he's taking care of her. So I imagine it just be a time of when they're engaged and then they get married. So, but I'm gonna end it here, and this is your Akazaki Yahoo. Once again, I give all praise, honor, and great esteem to the Most High Power Yahuwah, Bahashem Yahushua Hamashiach, and to the 12 tribes of Israel who are scattered to the four quarters of the earth. I say Shalom Wabarukim. That is peace and blessings. And I cannot wait to the day that the Most High brings us back together, and we are once again 12 tribes, one family, one nation, under the Most High Power, under one covenant until that day. Shalom, family.